ago that we were moving this way, and it's only confirmed within the last 8 years that we are moving more towards sustainability within design. But also because I started to realize these statistics, and I learned more about it, and I wanted to do something about it. I was living in Washington, D.C., and I was an activist at the time, and I wasn't being very creative, though. I was just kind of sitting behind a desk and trying to help women and raise awareness that way. And I realized I want to be a little bit more arty. So if I make clothing and it tells a story, we can talk about these issues and we can do it in a little bit more of a fun way, which is one of the reasons I went to Los Angeles. I was in Los Angeles for 2 years, and I was creating garments, trying to do more high fashion stuff and getting them on the red carpet so that we could start to have this conversation of not just who made your clothing, but what is your clothing made from? Why does that matter? And to sort of change this conversation that we're having about where our clothes comes from, and to show people that it's possible to do something different. Which is really exciting about what you girls are doing, is that if you do decide to go into the fashion industry, your creative minds are going to be the ones that help build it. And you have the ability to bring a little bit of that eco mindset to whatever you're going to do. And it really does make a difference. I don't remember the statistics, but even if you just buy one item that's vintage instead of new, you save all of this energy consumption and this water just by making one choice in your life to do that. So you can imagine that rippled by thousands and millions of people. We can all really make a big difference. So I'll just show you a couple examples. And I didn't realize the class ended at 10 to, right? So I would have just kept going. But so a little bit about where I source my materials. So through my business, I source all of my materials secondhand. So I'm always going to thrift stores. And as a business owner, it's really important for me to know that if I'm going to be spending money on something, I want to know where my money's going. Particularly, I want it to go to help other people. That makes me feel really good. So when I shop at thrift stores for materials, I'm knowing that all my money that I'm putting in to get these materials is going to help feed people, turn their heat on, it goes to food banks and things like this. So that makes me feel good as a designer. I'm not sure too many other designers can say that they do that, but upcyclers have that possibility. So I get all materials secondhand. I'll just show you a couple examples. I didn't show this one last time, but this is an example of upcycling with a pattern, which I don't do. But I worked with a pattern maker to create this dress. So we basically had a bunch of fabric yardage that was just, it's vintage. Somebody actually, I created a sign off of this, but this is what it looked like. It was just a yard of fabric. And somebody was going to throw this away. So we jumped in and kind of rescued it. And we had a pattern, and we used it to create this dress. And this is all made from fabric that was going to be thrown away. Sometimes it's just that simple. And I didn't mention in the other class, but you don't have to do all these elaborate creations and designs. Sometimes it's just, even if you can use this much of your design or whatever you're doing as secondhand, and the rest is new, at least you're doing something. So it's just the kind of thinking about what can I do with where I'm at just to create a little bit of eco in the design. Okay, so let's see. Go into this one about what